From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening.
So I called Warren immediately. I really needed a 400-pound gorilla who was a major stockholder who could prevent anyone from coming over and taking over the company.
At that time, there were a lot of raids going on, so if you had Buffett in there, nobody was going to come and raid the company.
Without a moment's hesitation, Warren Buffett volunteered to play the part of gorilla.
And he said to Murphy, "How much do you need?" And Murphy said, "I need $517 million." And Buffett said, "That's fine." It was literally a split-second decision.
It turned out we lost $90 million the first year. So that was not a very good opportunity.
But that didn't faze Buffett.
No, nothing like that would worry him.
All right, this is shot one, please. Here we go.
And Buffett was in it for the long haul. ABC stabilized, but the stock market did not. On Black Monday, October 19th, 1987, the Dow Jones fell by 22%, and Berkshire Hathaway shares lost 25% of their value. Buffett's personal loss was $342 million. But he soon turned disaster to advantage.
This is one of these times when you can walk down Wall Street and buy business cheap. And it's shortly after that he makes his biggest, maybe his single best investment ever. He loads up on a company he's followed since he was a kid, and that's Coca-Cola.
The president of Coca-Cola, who used to be his neighbor in Omaha, didn't know who was buying about 50,000 shares a day.
There was a lot of raiders moving into companies, and so, you know, it made you a little nervous.
Fish, 115, stay there.
One night I was thinking, you know, it's just possible that that could be Warren. I said, "Warren, maybe you're not buying a share or two of Coca-Cola stock, are you?" And he said, "Well, I'm getting ready to call you."
The biggest investment at that time, roughly $1 billion in Coke, which today is worth $8 or $9 billion, and it got up to $15 billion.
Meanwhile, back at the Nebraska Furniture Mart, things were getting complicated. After a bitter dispute with her 3 grandsons over pricing, a furious Mrs. B, now 95 years old, quit the Furniture Mart.
I like they should go down to hell. I want to show him who I was and who they are.
But business was business, and Buffett was no knight in shining armor stepping in to save her.
The Nebraska Furniture Mart was being run by 3 Blumpkins, for whom he had a lot of respect, and he felt that it was their decision what to do here.
Out of spite, Mrs. B opened a carpet store right across the street.
I feel very depressed. Every time I look at it, it bothers me when I go by the building.
But the story had a happy ending. Again, Warren Buffett bought out Mrs. B, this time for $5 million. And she ran the store until the year before she died at 104. Berkshire Hathaway kept growing and taking in huge sums of money.
You see our biggest stockholder on the left, Warren Buffett.
In 1995, the Disney Corporation bought ABC for $19 billion, adding considerably to Buffett's fortune.
The right thing has been done for the shareholders of both companies.
Buffett's shareholders rarely had anything to complain about.
We've got a bunch of businesses around the country, and it's my job to take the money they earn and do the most intelligent thing that I can for our shareholders.
He told me once, he says, I have to put $100 million to work every week. I've got to find a way to put $100 million every week. That's, you have 52 weeks in a year. It's $5 billion a year you have to find to put new companies. Not so easy.
Testing, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million.
How to invest all the money Buffett was taking in for Berkshire Hathaway was a problem thousands of people wish they had. But for Buffett, who was getting older, there were other big decisions to make. Warren Buffett, the world's greatest investor, is a guru to hopeful shareholders. Every year, they flock to Berkshire Hathaway's annual meeting in Omaha.
They come clutching the Berkshire annual report as though it were the Bible. It is their Bible, to hear the great man speak.
Based on what I've seen,
With Berkshire Hathaway Vice Chairman Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett presides.
They start at about 8 in the morning, and they answer every single question.
I think I got most of that about...
Most CEOs of public companies, they regard the public investors as sort of a nuisance, somebody to placate and then to get rid of. Warren is talking to his investors, again, like they're his partners.
With very few exceptions, there is good news for the stockholders every year.
If there has been a major mistake made by Warren Buffett as the head of Berkshire Hathaway, I don't know what it is.